guys, this is Comic Uno, and finally I'm reviewing Bitten again. It's been like over a year since I've reviewed Bitten. Back then I had Werewolf Monday because there were so many werewolf shows on Monday. I remember it was Teen Wolf and Bitten, and Being Human were three shows. It was Werewolf Monday. Now Teen Wolf is only in the summer, and Bitten is on now, and Being Human ended. So Werewolf Monday's not happening, but I am still reviewing Bitten. I really enjoy the show, and it's a cool show. So I wanted to review season 2 also. So very happy that it's premiering in the US now, and with this week, we had 2 episodes. I don't know if they're going to be doing this every week. I know there's only 10 episodes this season, and I think in Canada it's already done the whole season, so I'm going to try to stay away from spoilers, but supposedly it's already done. And again, I don't know if they're going to do 2 episodes each week. I hope they don't. I'd rather see episode by episode and not rush these episodes because we waited so long for Bitten. But what happened in these 2 episodes? We get to see Elena try to grieve for Philip, but at the same time, loving Clay. You know, kind of using Clay as this grief tool. Every single time she thinks of Philip, she makes out with Clay. So that's stuff that's going on here. And then the big story is with Malcolm. Malcolm's the one who killed Philip, so they're hunting for Malcolm. They're looking for Logan's girlfriend who's pregnant, who they think Malcolm is the one who is behind all that. So this is pretty much all of episode 1. They're able to kidnap Malcolm in episode 2, and it's the decision of, do we kill Malcolm, do we not, or do we try to find Logan's girlfriend? And what happened to the baby, we don't know. And then the witches are involved too. We get to see some 2 witches that want Malcolm also. So everyone wants Malcolm. And by the end of episode 2, Malcolm escapes. And that's pretty much the summary of both episodes. I will say the first episode I personally didn't love. I thought it was a bit on the lackluster side, because one thing I really enjoyed about Bitten in season 1 was the balance between Elena wanting to be normal and Elena having this mob werewolf family. And then just being pulled into the werewolfness. And I like the origin stories. I like that they focused on werewolves in that mythology. In the first episode, I thought it was a bit on the slower side because it's mostly just looking for Malcolm. It's 40 minutes of just looking for Malcolm. There is some interesting action scenes. I liked what they were doing with Logan's girlfriend. You know, also Lena grieving over Philip. Those are 2 interesting character moments, but it's mostly an action episode, and it wasn't enough werewolf action. It was just like, oh, let me punch you, let me interrogate people to find Malcolm. So that was a bit on the lackluster side, because I don't feel a threat for Malcolm yet. Even though he's done a lot of things, I want to learn more about Malcolm in general. And we start to get some flashbacks in the second episode, which I really appreciate, because I want to like Malcolm as a villain. And what I've learned from seeing, well, I would say what a lot of television shows are doing now is giving that villain a backstory. And they're starting to do that with Malcolm, but I want to care for him as a villain a bit more. And yes, he's a threat because he's doing a lot of things, but I want him to be a little bit more charismatic. So Malcolm as a villain, I think, was the reason why episode 1 was a little bit weaker than episode 2. But episode 2, I think, explores a little bit more avenues like the witches, which I think is really interesting compared to the werewolves, because obviously Elena is the only female werewolf, and then the witches only have female witches. Will they go a different direction with that? And I feel like they were giving a little nod to maybe Logan's girlfriend being a witch. That's a real speculation that's out there, but she said, oh, this little girl was kidnapped. But I was like, alright, that's probably another little girl, but what's the coincidence of 2 people being kidnapped on this show? So I was like, oh, that could be an interesting spin, and maybe the baby didn't die because she's a witch. Who knows? But I would like to see that direction. Don't think we will, but that's something that could have been interesting. But yeah, the witches are introduced here. We don't really know much about them, so I can't really talk too much, but I hope they become really interesting as the season goes on. And I like that Elena met up with Philip's sister. And again, something I really enjoyed about season 1 was that double life aspect. And I have a feeling we're not going to get that, and I want to see this show a bit more grounded, and again, that's something I really enjoyed with season 1, and I think that's something season 2 is going to need, unless, you know, I don't know, hopefully we get to see some grounded elements, but yeah, it was nice seeing Philip's sister again, and I know that pretty much that scene means, oh, we cut the cord, that storyline's not happening anymore, but it's at least Elena grieving about that, and not even just grieving about Philip, but grieving about the life she used to have, and now she's 100% werewolf. And in episode 2, we get to see that a little bit more. We get to see Elena a bit more in episode 2, I would say. So overall, episode 1 was okay, and then episode 2 I thought picked up a bit more, but I'm interested in the overall season and to see where these storylines go, of course. I do want a little more information, a little bit more to care about these new characters leading into more episodes of season 2. So that's my opinion. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Uno. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, in the description below, there's links for my comic book, Like Father Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father Like Daughter. And of course, I'll have another Bitten review next Friday, so be sure to look forward to that. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.